This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. You're tuned in to the TCSF podcast with Big Z, JC, Dynasty Fantasy Football, Ivan from the Tape Never Lies, and Stevie B from the No Water in the Weekend podcast. And we are live at Output Chicago, 1758 West Grand in Chicago. And we're sponsored by 606 Media Studios and powered by True Chicago Sports Fans. This is episode 264. We're fired up to talk about our Chicago Bears opening night in Chicago against the Vikings. And again, remember, 606 is your ultimate source for all things Chicago. Don't forget to swing by 606 Media to get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt and the rest of the merchandise line for the love of sports. And we got No Water in the Weekend merch as well. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or X, or what are you supposed to do?
Smash and subscribe.
That's right. We're also on Twitch. We're on every single channel. Like, subscribe, and share. Without further ado, it is Bears season, and we are going live to talk about our Chicago Bears. And boys, there was a bombshell dropped earlier this afternoon with the Bears announcing they are officially going to Arlington Heights.
Yes, I'm excited for the Bears. I'm excited for Arlington Heights, but I won't be going.
Why? Why aren't you going?
It's too far.
It's too far.
I'm a city boy.
There's plenty of trains that go out there and Ubers. You can get dropped right off at the Arlington Heights.
Make it a weekend thing, yeah.
Right off the metro.
They'll have the hotels. They'll have the metro.
Right.
The thing is that you're going to have so much, and it's just inevitable when you mix football and drinking and, opposing teams. I'm sure that metro train ride back to Chicago is going to be wild as hell.
Don't they have a liquor card in the metro?
Do they?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I know you can bring liquor on metro.
Can you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can really bring liquor anywhere you really want to. I mean,
yeah, you could bring it in Wrigley. Just make sure you fill up the Gatorade bottle all the way to the top before you open it. Yeah. See?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
From experience.
And No Water on the Weekend, bringing alcohol into stadiums is pretty easy.
It's your MO. All right. So they looks like they're not getting any funding from the state as far as infrastructure of the building and the planning and all that. But they're going to get funding for roads and sewage and all that stuff. So they need money from that. So that's still going to be, thank you. That's going to be something that they will be working on. So, of
course you're going to have the surrounding areas boom, right? It's all part of that. Thing's going to bring in millions
and millions
of dollars.
Show me the money.
They're going to have concerts. It's going to be like, Tom Waddle coined the phrase that paradise. And it will be that, but not only for the Bears, it'll be that for, multiple other events. And like I said, Arlington Heights and the surrounding areas are going to benefit tremendously. I would imagine Rosemont will come up too, because you're going to have people flying in. The hotels are right there. You have somewhat of a nightlife in Rosemont.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hop, skip, and a jump to Arlington Heights. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of positive going around, a lot of money being spent. But I think the Bears have definitely chosen the right path in going to Arlington Heights instead of trying to force something here in the city that just wouldn't be.
Definitely, they're not going to force it. They played chicken and lost with the city. They were trying to put it up here. You had the new president trying to set it up to be in Chicago because he wanted the lakefront. You know what? At the end of the day, I want a huge stadium. I want it domed. I want a complex. I want a sports book. I want a concert venue. I want a WrestleMania. I want a Final Four. I want everything in Chicago. Let's go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, WrestleMania?
Hey, man, people watch us when we talk wrestling, right, JC?
that is correct.
There we go.
Well, just like when we talk about Star Trek on No One on the Weekend, it blows up. I don't know why.
They keep doing fucking Star Trek.
No, that's why I told Sean you're getting an hour segment of Star Trek because I don't know why. I don't get it. Star Wars, Marvel, anything else, but continue.
Anyway, back to the Bears. JC, what were your thoughts?
you know what? After that, I kind of lost track of where I was going with it. But I mean, the Arlington Heights area. I mean, let's be honest. They are going to build a state-of-the-art. And I remember where I was going with this. The only problem I have with the stadium talk that they are talking right now is that they're only adding like a couple thousand extra seats.
Right.
You know, we're going from like 60,000 seats to I think it's like 63 or 65. What is the point of that?
No,
you know,
we need 75 minimum. 75 is a good number.
I said 72 to 73 would be perfect. You know, because like again, there are plenty of freaking Bears fans that are going to go to these games and enjoy the hell out of it. But
I want the biggest stadium in the of all of the NFL.
Well, according to the Bears,
that's what I would want.
According to the Bears, and you know, because they are semi cheap asses, is the fact that the cost of, you know, going from 65,000 to 73,000 fans in the stadium, it exponentially increases. And it's like, no. How about you just like you make the boxes where they are under this, like the area of seating. Like, you know, I was at the United Center last night for a concert, and I literally was sitting there looking at the United Center, and it's like the boxes extended out further, and then the seats that were above, they started here. It's like, no, extend it out to even with the front of the faces of the boxes.
Right.
You would gain an extra 5 rows all the way around the stadium. You're talking that's probably an extra 1,000 seats, 2,000 seats right there.
You know, and everything you're saying is just logical, right? Everything you're saying makes sense. I just feel like us knowing the Bears, us knowing the franchise, how they operate, they want that inclusivity where the Bears are just, the Bears are a hard ticket to get. Yeah, because you limit the amount of seats that can be fucking purchased.
What did it see before the renovation? Like 120?
Right, something, ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Something ridiculous. And now you downgrade, you made this piece of crap stadium on a lakefront, and now you're just gonna, it doesn't make sense. Maximize to the
Well, listen, I can understand maximizing to corporate sponsors that are paying $10,000 for a box versus
that's what they're doing.
Between me and you spending $200 on a seat. Listen, I understand what they're doing with the boxes, but there's a way to do the boxes, like the LA Rams Stadium, Allegiant Stadium. The boxes, like they even have boxes underground.
What talking about SoFi?
Yeah, SoFi.
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
Where the boxes are underground at like ground level. So it's one of those where it's like it's possible. There's ways for it to be done. Now, I also agree, like at those ground level box seats, it is a pain in the ass because obviously you have players standing in the way. But like in the end zones, like even you have photographers, you have video people. There's plenty of people standing in the way on the sidelines of an NFL game.
But like you said, Allegiant's thing, they have that open area right in the end zone. So they're behind it. They're a little bit elevated, but they're behind everything. So hey, deal with it.
But the other thing to me that also ticks me off is that, you know, one of the end zones, they want to make a big glass window that
oh God, like Minnesota, so the birds can smash in there.
Listen,
I'm cool with the windows. Like I would like
really. I mean, it would be cool if we were looking at the lakefront, but now that you're in Arlington,
but you can. I'm sure at a certain amount of height, at a certain angle, you can still see the skyline from a distance. So I would be like, in my eyes, I would say, why not just put a panel facing southeast? And you could still get a picture of the inside of the skyline. And this whole skyline worried about, like, who gives a shit? Like, what I want is a winning football team. What I want is parking. What I want is tailgating. What I want is an area where people feel comfortable, safe to go celebrate the Bears. And we don't have that here in Chicago. And it's about time. It's about time we get something real. It's about time we get something that's worth every fan's price of admission. And hopefully they do that.
Yeah, definitely. Let's pivot over to what the Bears news of inactives is today. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, Roshan Johnson, Case Keenum, TJ Edwards, Shamar Turner, and Kieran Amagaje are the Bears inactives. How is this going to affect the defense? Because I think the offense will be okay. I think the defense is what we have to worry about with so many inactives.
Yeah, that secondary is our secondary's beat up. Jalen not in there is huge. You're gonna have to, so it's gonna be the next man up type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna go ahead and say it's gonna be Stevenson that steps up. Hopefully it is, because after after what happened last year, getting Al Harris in here, I would hope that Stevenson takes that next step and maybe becomes that guy that steps up and kind of just treads water in that secondary until guys get healthy again. But going into the game right now, like the Bears defense, if with this secondary being as beat up as it is, Montez Sweat and the front four need to get home. There's gonna need to be an emphasis on getting to the quarterback, a young quarterback that I guarantee you they'll limit his amount of passes today. It'll be a heavy run for the Vikings. But you're going to need to rattle him some way, somehow, and force a turnover to limit the amount of opportunities he has to go ahead and attack and beat up second.
Yeah, I'll make this short and quick. I agree with everything this man is saying. I like to see Swift do a lot in the running game, have the offense, get them, conditioned, get them ready to go, lighten the burden from Caleb, but also give him some chance to get in a rhythm and have the run game just run. I want Swift to get some points for fantasy football for me because I'm embarrassed as I am right now. So, JC?
Yeah, as the relative fantasy football guy, my fantasy weekend did not go very great for me, but it's week one.
It's week one.
I'm trying to figure out my team and know who to start, who not to start. So, hey, week one, I learned, okay?
It's literally the first 2 to 3 weeks that it's going to take us to understand what the rhythm of some of these players is going to be. So, again.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp, I guess, is washed. Who knew? That said, look, with a rookie quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, we are going to have to attack. With if we can get the push from the defensive line that we hope for and that we need, hopefully that will solve some of the secondary issues. Now, I will say secondary, even at like training camp against the Buffalo Bills, we had some great corners in Wright, Stevenson, and some of these other guys that really stepped up. Because even then, Jalen Johnson and Gordon were not practicing very much during training camp.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they performed and they were picking off Josh Allen during the Bills versus Bears shared practice. So,
yeah, but look what the Bills did yesterday.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing. But in practice, they had like three interceptions. So if we can get pressure on a rookie quarterback, I'm not saying we're going against Josh Allen today.
We're not
against J.J. McCarthy.
Right, his first NFL start.
Correct.
You got to rattle that kid.
Exactly.
And he's without his left tackle.
Rattle him bad.
I know James Daniel in the chat had mentioned Dershaw being out. That's huge. Their left tackle being out when you have a rookie.
They're missing Jordan Addison.
Yeah, and you're missing another playmaker. So
right.
He's working in a handicap. In his first NFL start, you need to be able, like you guys are saying, you need to be able to get home and rattle him. It's got to be with. I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of pressure drawn up by Dennis Allen, but they're going to need to get home with the front four.
They definitely
need
get to home,
home with the guys that they have up there without any help, because if they can do that against this Minnesota team, like I said, they're going to have to. I'd imagine it'd be a lot of run heavy, a lot of play action, a lot of movement to get the Bears caught off guard for the kid tonight to kind of protect them. If you could start getting home, that game plan changes automatically, and they have to start thinking about doing something else. So, again, it all starts with the front four of the defense for me tonight. If they can get home and they can rattle this kid, I think the Bears will prevail.
Do you have that confidence in Dennis Allen to be able to shake up this kid? Dennis Allen is a proven great defensive coordinator, not so much a good coach, head coach, but a defensive coordinator. He's proven he can send the dogs.
Yeah, I don't think so much as Dennis Allen. It's the linemen. It's the players. Domrod. I know we're without Booker, but Domrod needs to get home. We're adding Dexter. Dexter needs to get home.
Right.
They're, Sweat. Like the guys that have been there, the guys that we've seen, the guys that we have questions on, those guys need to fucking step up. Because Dennis Allen has all the accolades. He can only lead the horse to water. He can only do so much until you have to go ahead and perform. So it's on the players.
Yeah, number one on my list is getting Billings back. He is going to be a huge piece in clogging the run defense for the Bears today.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Getting him back along with Dexter, getting him where Dexter can't be double teamed like he did all last season after he got hurt. That is going to help. Also, that means that there's no double teams on Sweat. All right. Now, This is where it's going to be important because we're going to see Deo for the first time. And we paid that man a lot of money. So hopefully he is going to show out and be something for the Bears.
On the flip side, boys, we're talking about the offense and Ben Johnson's offense, and we have our weapons. Roma Dunze, we have DJ Moore, we have Cole Kmet. We got the Rook, who has been prominent in preseason, who's being the ball a lot. What do we see from this offense? Are we seeing, we saw vanilla offense during preseason, but are we going to see a more Ben Johnson offense where the ball's being out of Caleb's pocket, out of his hands, out of the pocket quickly? Are we running more? Are we passing more? What are we doing?
Well, it's obviously, I think it starts with the run. It always does. And Ben Johnson's MO is that, like, his offense, he has a lot of trick plays. He has a lot of plays, explosive plays. But the foundation, and why I love that he's, here, the foundation is running the football. If you can't establish the run, none of that other shit works. The play action doesn't work. Caleb can't, Caleb can't work on misdirection. You become one-dimensional. Then you have to start passing because I'm sure you're going to end up getting down.
The pass action pass is not going to work unless you run the ball.
Exactly, but I'm sure you're going to end up getting down in the game like that. So it's like you have to be able to establish this run. Swift, Moninga, I believe, is going to be the number 2 tonight.
Correct.
Those two guys have to go ahead and establish their dominance. I hope this front line, this new revamped front line with the middle, the guys in the middle, I hope they get some push tonight because that'll be huge for seeing the Bears control the ball, control the time on the clock, control the pace of the game, and ultimately control the game itself. So hopefully they can establish a run immediately. Caleb could get some play action, start throwing down the field a little bit more, opening up for him. I'm just looking for a consistency in play calling. Like I don't think we've seen. I don't think we're ready to see this. I don't think we've seen a play caller like Ben Johnson in our lifetime.
No,
so I'm expecting.
You mean we're not going to bubble screen to the sideline every 2 minutes?
Every 2 minutes, right? Yeah. bubble screen for life. That's the Bears' offense for like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah. So let's be honest. We spent a ton of money on this offensive line. All right. If we cannot get push from this offensive line, then I don't know what we're doing. All right.
I agree with that.
With Thuney and Dahlman and Jonah. I mean, we have spent, $14 million, if not more, on all of these guys in the offseason to bring them in. So, I mean, you got to consider that's almost $50 million, if not more, of your cap space to the offensive line, and it's all in the middle.
Right.
So those A gaps and, B gaps better be clean for Swift. And we know Swift is not a very big A-B gap. Like, he likes to bounce things outside. So if we can give him more space to be comfortable running through those A and B gaps, that is going to be huge for the Bears this season because, like I said, we saw last year, every now and again, he would have some big plays up the middle, but he loves to bounce it outside. So, if we can keep him running straight forward through those A and B gaps, picking up the 4 to 5 yards per run, that'll be huge.
So, keys to the game. I know we're up against the clock. Keys to the game. What do you think of the key?
I'm going to say just make sure the run game is present and it's there. It's not all throwing, but I want equal opportunity for Caleb and for Swift to get down the field.
How many yards running do we get?
I want to say at least Swift personally, I like him to get, plus 60, at least 80 plus for running. I would say minimum.
I need him running 20 attempts.
Yeah.
Give me 20 attempts, getting 80 yards.
Yeah.
80 yards.
I want
and a touchdown.
Attempts. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
I'll take a mix of 25 with Moninga and Swift. As far as total yards, I would love to see 125 to 150 total yards between the two backs.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where I was right at. I was right at around 120.
Right. Yeah.
Total.
Yeah. And I feel like that with a consistent passing game, hopefully that we see tonight, I think that'll be enough to control the defense, hold off that blitz of Brian Flores, and ultimately find a win. So I'm with that 125, 150 range for the running backs.
Yeah, I mean we're talking about between Caleb, between Monangai, between Swift. If we can hit about 120, 150, I mean I think that's the winning strategy. the passing game, we saw last year, Caleb in a clean pocket is amazing. Caleb not in a clean pocket.
We saw that last year.
We saw that last
Yeah.
year. It's a
We're
different
going to
story.
talk about that no more.
All right. So again, we go back to, we spent a lot of money to keep that pocket clean. So that said, my what I like to see on the receiving end of the game, Roma Dunze, 5 catches, DJ Moore, 6 to 7 catches, and OZ underneath probably about 4 catches. I think OZ has the opportunity, being the third guy, he can break some loose if he can get open.
Oh, yeah.
He is very fast and shifty underneath. And as for Komet, I think Komet is secretly going to be the guy this year.
He's going to be the release valve.
Yeah.
Nothing's open. Hey, right over the linebacker who's going to be coming up doing the play action. Dump it to him. 10, 15 yards. 10, 15 yards.
I think Colston Loveland might bust. And I agree with you. I agree that Komet's going to have he's going to be
that safety net, yes.
Because of Colston Loveland.
Yes.
But I feel like Colston Loveland's going to have a big game.
I see Colston opening up the field a little bit more where Komet is more the underneath guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it to you 5 yards, get 5 more from me. Where Colston's going to be like running like a wide receiver down the seam right over everybody in between the safeties. Boom. That's a big play. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. Going to the 2 practices that I went to, Cole Komet was not doing underneath.
No, he was stretching the field.
He was stretching the field in practice.
Yeah.
So I see Loveland as a probably 3-4 catch game, but I really do think Komet can have like a 6 to 7 catch game. Like it's one of those.
Why not?
It's one of those like Komet. I feel, even though Loveland is a talent, I think Komet is still the tight end 1. He is still going to be the focus, where Loveland is going to come in and kind of be that guy in like special packages where it's like, hey, we're drawing up a play here specifically for you. Like, go get this ball.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Use your mitts. Can we see DJ Moore running the ball today?
I think he's going to
3. I say 3 runs.
I know JC was talking about catches, but I think touches might be more of like a better verbiage, just because I think he's going to get in the backfield. I think with the injuries in the backfield, with his ability, his success running in space, how hard he is to take down.
He's a big guy.
Going,
yeah.
I think it's going to be about like what I think it's total touches, maybe 6, 7, 8, or something like that. But I think DJ is going to be a huge factor.
Yeah. I mean, let's remember, this is not the Bears' old offense, so we might actually put people in motion, and we might be able to hand the ball off in motion.
What?
For the first time?
What?
Oh,
I mean,
man.
that's an amazing concept to think about.
My goodness.
The world's a new oyster today,
I know.
gentlemen.
All right.
We're discovering the new world here right now. So,
Prediction time?
yeah.
I know we're up against it, but quickly give me your final score and your prediction.
27-14 Bears.
Whoa. Okay.
I have 27-16 Chicago Bears.
I got 24-20 Chicago Bears.
I'm going to go 21-6 Bears.
Whoa.
I think the Bears defense can really hold JJ McCarthy to it and really put a hurting on the Vikings offense. But at the same time, we have to remember the Vikings defense was very good last year. So we have to keep that in mind. I don't know that the Bears are going to be super high scoring today, but I think the Bears can even put an even bigger hurting on the Vikings offense, because really all we have to do is stop Jetta, and that's it.
No.
Yeah.
Stop that running game. All right. Enjoy the game. We'll be back with the post-game show. Halftime will be done by TTNL, our buddies over there. They will be live in person out there in the.
Well, we're going to do BHL. Obviously, BHL is on after the game, no doubt. As far as halftime, Shane, I know you're listening. I'm pretty sure halftime is going to be done for the patrons.
Okay.
On the patron side. So,
all right.
Yeah, check that out. Yeah.
So we're going to jump off. We'll be back for a post-game show live at Output. Again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Again, we're True Chicago Sports and TTNL. So we'll be back. Take care, guys.
See ya.